Hello and welcome back to Backyard Care Winemaking Edition. So last night I went through all the vines and picked off all the green and shriveled and unsavory looking grapes. Then I placed them in a shallow dish with a paper towel liner so they wouldn't get too sweaty. Left them in the fridge with a piece of paper towel over each one. And now we're going to give our babies a bath and wash them up. So I think what I'll do is just maybe one bowl at a time. Pretty good. Nice and clean. Only a little incident of leakage. Well, let's get the hose on the right setting. And I'll just add some water. And actually, I think I'm going to get a pot to bring out. And then I'll de-stem them into the pot and then cook them down, mash them and cook them down. And I'm just doing this small batch right now just to see what I'm going to do. I have ideas. Do I make juice? Do I make jelly? Do I make wine? I'd like to make all three, but I'm just not sure about the time that I have right now to get that all done. So I may just mash them up and reserve the juice. Maybe freeze some. Different years before, what I've done was poured the juice into ice cube trays and then freeze them in the cubes in a Ziploc bag in the freezer. Keep them until I'm ready to make magic happen. And actually twice from that juice I made jelly. And a crazy thing, I think I actually still have a jar of juice, a big jar, about 500 milliliters in the back of the fridge, which I understand could actually have turned to vinegar. But that would come in good for some cooking, I'm sure. But anyways, I'm just looking at those grapes over there on the shed, and they are so prime for picking. Oh, interesting story. Not interesting tidbit. Fun fact, I guess. So I was feeling bad that I had waited so long, that it was September, middle of September, by the time I was picking. But as it turned out, last year I did them on September 12th, and yesterday was the 17th. So it's only 5 days difference. And the year before that, I did it on September 11. And so I guess September is just the time when I harvest my grapes. I've got a lot going on in the month of August, beginning, end, and 1st of September. There's some birthdays that are in our family, and they take up time, and I don't really want to get into harvesting at that point because I won't have the time to process everything. And but my birthday's at the end of the month, so if I can get everything all done by that time, then I'm golden, I think. Anyway, apparently you can wait till all the leaves fall off and still harvest. So, and when it gets colder, the grapes get a sweeter, the sugars form and they're sweeter. And so that's a bonus. But anyways, so I've been soaking, and I think what I'll do is I'll run inside and grab a pot and start pulling off the stems. Okay, so we got our pots here. I am a little tempted to try mashing them with my feet, but I don't know. I don't know if I want to go there. It would be fun. I think about Lucille Ball and I Love Lucy and how she used to do that one skit with Ethel, and they were stomping the grapes and made quite a mess. This bin is big enough for my feet, but I don't really have a lot of grapes at the moment, so maybe that will be another day. Besides, I don't know if I want to deal with purple toenails for a while. Yeah, I don't want to go there. So, all right, let's do a little de-stemming. Actually, so I watched. It's always good to, before you do something, to kind of just make sure it's, you know, it's been a year since I did it last, so maybe it'd be good to just refresh my memory and do a little searching. And this one guy, he actually smushes the grapes as he takes them off the vine. So now I don't know where I'm outside if that's really a good idea. Am I gonna get attract some flies? But I'm thinking, sitting here in the sun, at least I won't have any mosquitoes. And see how red these grapes are. And I only squished a few on my fingers, so I don't think I really want that on my toes. Needless to say, do my YouTubers want to watch me squish my toes into these grapes? So there's some wine makers that you leave the stems on, and the stem and seed making contact makes actually, maybe I try that. Actually, this is kind of a nice thing to do, like this. I don't know what I'm doing. That's something new I'm thinking about doing. But they say that the stem making contact with the seeds and the grape makes a better flavor of the wine. So, yeah, it makes quite a mess. So anyways, this is just a start. We'll come back in a little bit when we have some more volume to take a look at. So I went ahead and added in the rest of the bowls of grapes to give them a wash. And this gives you an opportunity when they're in the water like that. These little green guys that don't belong on there, they really stand out. And one thing I learned about the stems is that depending if they're green, then they can make a strong vegetative flavor if you're making wine. And so it is preferred to take them off the vine. But if they're brown, they're aged, then they will flavor the wine a little bit more. And depending on how long you want to age it, but I don't even know if I'm making wine. So, but we want to make sure all the skins come off the vines. So you can see here, those are the vines that I stripped already, and that's good enough. Go in, take another bunch. With the wild grapes, there's more space on the vines than if you had a cluster of, say, I don't know, maybe some Cabernet Sauvignon grapes. I had Concord grapes before, and they were very similar to these wild grapes. Sadly, after, I think I had the vine, I think I had 2 harvests off it. In the 3rd year, it didn't come back. And I think that the wild grapes next to it might have done something to kill the Concord. So, unfortunately, I was just left with the one variety. But that's okay because it's extremely prolific, and I didn't have to pay to for the plant. I dug it out, thought it was a maple leaf, and then realized, wait a minute, that's a grape. It's a grapevine. So, and here we are a few years later. This is my third harvest, or second harvest. No, I don't know. I think it's probably my third. No, maybe it's only my second. Yeah. So anyways. Alright. We'll be back in a little while. So I decided to go grab a lid for my pot. So that way if I have to stop for any unexpected reason, my grape juice is still safe from any flybys that want to come and take a little taste of my wares. Ironically enough, as soon as I stopped recording last, I was saying, you know, before the mosquitoes, sitting in the sun, I won't get any mosquitoes. I no sooner said that, shut off the camera, and boom, a mosquito landed on my shoulder and took a little nibble. But anyway, I got rid of him. He's gone. He's like this grapevine, smashed. So I have quite a bit to do here. They say, some people say to not use metal. I've used metal every time, metal pans and pots and pans. Some people say to use ceramic or non-metal, not ceramic, but enamel pots. I do have an enamel pot, but it's a roaster, and I don't want to put that on my stove because a girlfriend of mine had one, and it didn't do too well when it burned the bottom, and it was something that never came off. That she said, oh, you don't want to do that to your brand new pot. So she was right, I didn't. It was a Christmas present from my son, and I wanted it to be nice. So anyway, I have to say, mashing these with my fingers is kind of starting to burn a little bit. I have sensitive skin, especially on my hands, and I think the acid or the tannins from the skin are starting to break down the barrier of epithelials, or whatever they're called. I could put a barrier cream, but I'm touching the food, so I don't want that barrier cream to get mixed in with the grapes. That would not be good. So I might just take a break from smushing and, well, they kind of break open when you pull them off the stem anyway. That's the thing about doing this process. It's pretty messy, but anyway. Okay, I'm just gonna take a break now from filming and come back when the job is done. Oh, 6 o'clock and all is well. I can hear the 6 o'clock bell. So I've got the bottom of the pot is covered, and there's still bottom of the bucket left to go up to the first line. And that's what we got for stems. But right now we got mosquitoes. Ugh. So I've got to think of a solution. Whether I go indoors for a little bit or move to another location, but I'm not sure if the mosquitoes are gonna get me. And so if that's the case, I might not Um, well, maybe I can go inside and do this. Yeah, I guess I could probably go sit down in the living room. Anyway, I just wanted to catch this shot before I did my transition. And, well, check you later. Okie dokie, hokey pokey. Okay, so here's the solution. A glass of wine and mosquito coil that's broken into 2 bits. And hopefully that will be all I need. And I have a pair of gloves so my skin won't be itching anymore. And so I get a bit more to squeeze. But we're gonna get to it right about now. The funk's your brother. Check it out now. What do you think of my lovely dahlia backdrop? They don't really smell. They just smell like plants. Oh well. That's okay. There's enough smell in here of wine in the mixin'. Is that what I'm gonna do? Am I gonna make some wine? We shall see, we shall see. Okie dokie, hokey pokey. So, this is like a bloodbath. Not very many vines. Quite a lot of berries. And this is all that's left of the harvest. So, I've been squeezing the grapes and pulling out the stems and getting the beginning of a nice wine base here. I think. I hope. I honestly don't know anymore. I had some lovely friends come over and keep me company while I polished off a bottle of, where is it? A Gato Negro. No, I don't need to know where it is right now. I got a little too deep into the bottle, and I was very glad to have some friends come along, some neighbors, to help me level it out. And so right now I'm just sifting through and finding some stems that may have gotten stuck. It doesn't look like much right now. And maybe in due time it will double or quadruple or whatever. But, so let's see. If we take a measure right about now, the funk's your brother. Check it out now. The funk's your brother. Where is the measure? Just want to see what we got here for crushed grapes. Well, I wouldn't call these quite crushed. They were hand pressed, but usually people use a masher to get the final result. I can't see where the line is. Hold on. Okay, I got her. So, let's see. I can't quite see that through the camera.
let's see, 2 quarts. So we've got about 2 quarts of pressed grapes right now. And I think the plan is to probably add sugar and water, and we're just going to make a concentrate at this current time. And from that concentrate can be made jelly, can be made juice, can be made wine. But what we're going to do is we're going to cook up the sugar and some water together with the grapes, and then from there we'll have a concentrate that I'll probably put in the freezer in ice cube trays, just because it's the easiest and simplest. And then when I'm ready, I'll be able to build from there. So I just wanted to say thank you and a good night, and it's been a beautiful night, and we will catch you at the next time. Bye for now.